You know, for more than 50 years, there's been this quiet giant working behind the scenes in Pakistan's government. It's been the financial backstop for hundreds of thousands of public servants. So in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on the system that protects the nation's protectors.
It's a really fundamental question, right? When people dedicate their entire careers to serving a nation, what system is in place to serve them back? I mean, what happens when the unexpected strikes one of their families?
And that's exactly where this idea of a dedicated financial safety net comes into play. A system built specifically to help federal employees weather those kinds of financial shockwaves.
I mean, just think about it for a second. The sudden loss of a family's main breadwinner, or maybe an employee is forced into early retirement because of a disability. These aren't just abstract ideas, they're the kind of vulnerabilities that could ruin a family. So a structured, reliable support system is designed to prevent that, making sure there's stability not just for one person, but for the entire civil service.
Well, the solution actually arrived way back in 1969. It's an organization called the Federal Employees Benevolent and Group Insurance Funds, or, much easier to say, FEB GIF.
So this thing was established under an act of parliament, which means it's the real deal. It's not just some simple fund, it's a foundational piece of social security. And its purpose is crystal clear: to provide a formal, reliable system of financial help and insurance for the very people who run the country's federal machinery.
And the scale here is just immense. We're talking about a system that covers more than 649,000 federal government employees. This isn't some niche program. It is a massive, system-wide safety net.
So, you're probably wondering, how on earth do you sustain a safety net that big? Well, the answer is a simple but really powerful collective model. Every single member contributes a small, totally manageable amount from their salary each month. All that money is then pooled into two main funds, one for benevolent grants and one for group insurance, which creates this huge reserve that can be used whenever it's needed.
Okay, so we've got this giant collective fund. What does that actually mean for people on the ground? Well, it translates into a whole lifetime of real, tangible benefits.
And you can see the support system is remarkably comprehensive. What's really cool is that it's not just for tragedies, it also covers key life milestones. We're talking about grants to help with a child's wedding, or to help pay for their university education, a farewell bonus when you retire, and of course, critical financial relief for a family after an employee passes away.
But here's the thing, right? An organization that was founded in 1969 can't just afford to stand still. I mean, the world changes. To stay relevant, FEB and GIF has had to adapt to the challenges of the 21st century, everything from new security threats to the digital revolution.
And you can really see that adaptation playing out over the decades. Right after its founding, a huge update came in 2018 with the security reform. This was a direct response to the country's changing challenges, giving enhanced benefits to the families of employees lost in security-related incidents. And then, more recently, you've got this big push to digitize payments, which shows a real commitment to modern efficiency.
Now, this number, 58,233, it might just look like a statistic, but it's actually a really big deal. This is how many beneficiaries were successfully moved onto the new direct credit system. And you know, that's not just a technical update. It means getting money into the hands of families faster and more securely, cutting through all that bureaucratic red tape by sending funds directly to their bank accounts.
So, when you take a step back and look at the whole picture, after more than 50 years of operation, what is the ultimate impact of this institution? What's its lasting legacy?
It really boils down to this: the power of collective action. By pooling these tiny contributions from hundreds of thousands of people, it has built a sustainable financial shield. It ensures that the loss of a breadwinner or a career-ending disability doesn't automatically spiral into financial disaster for a family.
And I think this quote just absolutely nails it. It's not just some add-on or a minor perk. It is a fundamental pillar supporting the entire structure of the federal civil service in Pakistan. It provides a sense of security that lets public servants do their jobs effectively.
And this all leaves us with one final thought. The story of FEB and GIF, with all of its reforms and digital upgrades, is really a case study in a much larger challenge, isn't it? For any long-standing institution, the true test isn't just surviving, it's evolving. So how do you honor a foundational mission while also adapting to a world that is constantly changing? That's the real question, not just for them, but for legacy organizations everywhere.